think it's actually pretty easy to figure out what to study, and I think the answer comes by looking at what makes you most excited.
When I was 10 years old, Christmas time, my grandmother had bought me a chemistry set, and the rest of the family had told my grandmother that she was absolutely crazy giving a 10-year-old all of these chemicals to play with. They were so afraid of the chemistry set that they made me go to the end of the pathway out by the letterbox, many metres from the house, to basically open my chemistry set and start mixing things up. And I remember sitting there looking at the pretty blue copper sulfate and thinking, I want to be a chemist. And that followed me through all of my high school.
I've been interested in science for a long time. I had a high school friend who was also very much into science, and we talked a lot about science together. So I went to medical school in Germany, also did a PhD at the same time. And then when I was close to graduating, I actually spent a year in the US doing clinical work, first at the University of Chicago and then in Boston. For me, science before had been something that is in the textbooks, and then all of a sudden you see this vibrant international culture with people doing really exciting work. And so that's when I had this idea of after graduating to actually come back to the US and pursue research.
As a kid, I took lots of things apart and quickly discovered that electrical engineering wasn't going to be my route, because I sure couldn't put any of them back together. But I think that my interest in biology really came from sort of an interest in nature. So I was the guy who was catching frogs and lizards. I would take them and put them in a cage inside and go and do some research about what kind of living environment they needed and what they ate and sort of how they worked, and so turn a bit of a science into taking care of them. I think that's also part of the reason why I did a very general biology degree in my undergraduate, because I got to study zoology, botany, ecology, comparative anatomy, all of these things.
I was always asking why? Why is the sky blue? Why is this the case? And I think science is really exciting to me because I really get to follow things that nobody else knows, and I'm the first person to see the results, and I can follow the problems that I'm interested in, and hopefully get the answers that I think explain a lot of the things a lot of the questions that I had.
I would say the most important thing is actually to find a problem, a question that you're passionate about. Because ultimately, if you're really, really interested in something, then you'll go out and you'll find the right things to study. You'll find all of the information you need to know in order to address that.
Science is really a team sport. And it's that team idea actually exists at many different levels. So first of all, there's of course the team of people that you work with in a lab, for example, as a postdoc. Then there's the team that's in the department at the institute. But the team is actually also international. You see, for example, interacting with people across the world, traveling, giving talks, starting collaborations. And I think this is actually one of the most enjoyable aspects of science. Now I have a question for you, because as I explained earlier, science is really a way of thinking about problems. So I want you to think about a concrete problem that you have encountered in your life. This could, for example, be a friend or a family member with a disease, and to think about how research could help us or help you and your family with that problem.